So we're going to make some tea today. This is the tea infuser tea mug from Joie de Vivre. I have lost count of how many tea infuser devices I have reviewed. In fact, I even have a business card that says I know a little bit about tea. So when I say that I've never seen one like this, it might say a little bit more than just the average person on the street, just because I get sent a lot of different tea infuser type things. So let's take a look at this. The packaging is really beautiful for one thing. It's you could stick a bow on that and hand it to somebody and not even have to wrap it. I mean, it's really gorgeous. One interesting thing is there are no instructions in here at all. So, luckily, we know how to do this, right? So let's take a look at it. There's the logo on it. So that suggests that this is up. And one thing that is really unusual about this, as you can see, is that the infuser part is on the bottom. I've never seen that before. Another thing I have never seen in an infuser mug, and you'll see this is a little wet because I've been measuring how much it holds. I've never seen one that opens on both ends. So you can take out the components and it's just a glass tube, which is great for cleaning, but a little bit odd for traveling because that gives you two different screw-on places where you could potentially have leaks. Now, just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it won't be the next great thing. So let's take a look. And one of the things that I wanted to check is see if these go on either side, because one of them is a little bit convex and the other one is completely flat. So the one that's completely flat is the one that I am going to want on the bottom for sure. And you know, normally I would put that in the top, but it doesn't fit in the top. So I guess what I'll do is put the slightly convex one on what is functionally the bottom right now, even though it'll eventually be the top. It looks kind of like a weeble. It wobbles, but it won't fall down, we hope. So here goes the infuser. And I've already measured this, and I measured it to the top of the infuser basket because I've learned that it's not really a good idea to have a lot of water on top of that, because then the leaves kind of float past the basket, and when you pull it out it can be messy. And it seems that maybe that was the purpose here, because this is 12 ounces right to the top of the silver basket. And I've already measured out my tea. This is my very favorite tea in the whole world, and I just got this in this week from the blender, and it smells amazing. So it's the one I always pick when I do tea in these mugs, because it's one constant. So for 12 ounces, I wanted a teaspoon and a half, and I went a little bit more because I like this one to be strong. And I'm making a mess, but that's okay. It's my house. Oh, it smells so good. You want to make sure that you leave that little metal handle sticking up so that you have something to grab onto and you're not reaching into the hot water. So I'm just going to fill this up with my hot water kettle. Right to the top of the silver. I believe that the idea is we're supposed to turn this over, and now it no longer wobbles. So I'm going to start my timer. I'm going 4 minutes on this. You can see that the tea has already started to infuse. I'm going to pause the video and check back in with you right before the 4-minute mark, and we'll go from there. So here we go again. About 35 seconds left on the timer. Tea has gotten a bit darker. I will say that this is very comfortable to hold. A lot of glass tumblers become prohibitively hot. This is obviously double walled. You see how you can see the space between the inner wall and the outer wall? So that's a good indication that it is keeping the heat in. The water was about 209 degrees. I had boiled it and it cooled a couple degrees while I was talking to you guys. So it'll be interesting to see how long it stays hot as I drink it. Okay, so here we go. It has a little bit of a vacuum there, you can see. So I'm just being very careful not to burn myself. It makes it a little messier because I had turned it upside down, because you can see the tea leaves are sort of all over the mouth. I'll try to catch those. You can see how much the volume of the leaf increased, at least double, and that suggests that the leaves got a good infusion. Just trying to get some of that extra water out of there. Now, okay, this is a part that I don't love. There's tea leaves everywhere, and this is something that doesn't happen when you have the infuser that stays on the top. So if I were out and about and not in my kitchen at home, I would be a little annoyed with this. So there's that. A little bit more of a mess than I'm used to with the tumbler. And there's also leaves inside my cap that I have to clean out, or I'll be drinking those later. Yuck. Okay, so for me this is a big maybe. Don't know. But what I want to show you guys, if I can get all the tea leaves out of there, is I'll get another paper towel, because this was supposed to be the paper towel where I test if it leaks. Because that's important. So remember, we're testing both ends. Okay, it's leaking on one end. That is what's supposed to be the top. So if you're at your desk and you want to use this, you're probably fine. I wouldn't recommend throwing it in your book bag. And that's just my honest review. Thanks for watching.